This is Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
I shudder thinking how the world can be so cruel. I lend my voice to those who can't. It's time we try, it's time we care, it's time we stand. It starts with a voice.
Welcome to the Special Chronicles podcast, Unified Work Series. Daniel Smrokowski, I'm the founder and host of Special Chronicles, a Southern Tribal Global Messenger alum, Special Olympics, and a service ambassador at United Airlines based in Chicago. On this Unified Work Series, we feature conversations about the meaning of inclusive employment, and we'll highlight the stories of United's Washington Dulles service ambassador team, where we are recorded on location from Washington Dulles International Airport. So just listening to the audio podcast, go check out the video on YouTube so you can see where we are, and maybe we'll try to figure out what is hanging behind us. Our website, specialchronicles.com, where you can see our archives of over 750 episodes absolutely for free. And follow Special Chronicles on social media and follow us on YouTube, specialchronicles.com. Go ahead and tap that follow button on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. We'll go ahead and wait for you as you all go and tap that follow button, and you never miss a new episode. Drops every week on Monday. This episode is brought to you in support from United Airlines Bridge Disability Business Resource Group. United's Bridge Group is dedicated to connecting people of all abilities. United is committed to disability inclusion for employment and travel, including Special Olympics athletes as part-time employees like myself and Colin and Sophia and the rest of the team here, and those 18 of us across the hubs at United. And so please, this week on the Special Chronicles podcast, Unified Work Series, we're excited to welcome Colin, one of the service ambassadors here at Washington, where we are recording live on location. Well, it's not really live. We're on location. We're recording it. So we're recording on location here at Washington Dulles International Airport. We put your virtual hands together. We have applause, but if we had an audience, we would applaud now as we welcome Colin on the Special Chronicles podcast. Welcome, Colin.
Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel.
It's good to have you on. I think we first got connected. I came out to the plane port here in Dallas last fall, but I didn't think we got a chance to meet then. I think
I met you at
the SOSA, at the SOSA summit last month. That was a lot of fun. So I'm sure we'll have a lot of new listeners that are just meeting you for the first time. So introduce yourself and tell us what disability you're diagnosed with, what your role in our Special Olympics movement, what state you're from, and your job title at United Airlines.
Oh, well. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Colin Bellows from Purcellville, Virginia in Loudoun County. I am 23 years old. I was born in a village near St. Petersburg, Russia, and adopted in 2000. When I was 14 months old, I have two brothers. His name is Dan, who is in the United States Navy, and a brother named Julian, who was adopted from Bogota, Colombia.
Awesome.
What is my disability? It's diagnosed with. I have fetal alcohol spectrum disorder as a result of my birth mom in Russia making the mistake of drinking alcohol while she was pregnant with me. What is your role in Special Olympics? I have been Special Olympics athlete for about 17 years.
Awesome.
What state program are you from? sorry. I'm from the program in Loudoun County, Virginia. Tell us, what is your job title in United Airlines? I'm a Special Olympics Service Ambassador. I help answer questions for customers and support the teams at the gate in pre-boarding flights.
Awesome, awesome.
So
Well, we'll get into a little bit more of your involvement as an athlete and athlete leader in Special Olympics, and a little bit more about in what you do here at United Airlines in just a little bit. But take our listeners back to your early years. What are some of the challenges, and then we'll get into the accomplishments a little later. But first, tell us about some of the challenges that you had growing up.
Yep, I will. Thank you. Fetal alcohol hurts everyone a little bit differently. For me, the biggest thing is my short-term memory and doing things that involve a lot of math. I work on making my memory better using music therapy that I learned at a place, a B in Middleburg, Virginia. A doctor told my parents I would not be able to read or drive a car, but I will graduate from George Mason University in the Mason Life program next year. Last year, I was an intern for 2 members of Congress, and I worked on the Library of Congress while going to school and working for United. So I learned to read. Also, I have been driving for 6 years, and I was once a furniture delivery driver. Before that,
Awesome.
I drove a John Deere tractor when I was 12 to mow the pastures on our farm. I have had a 4-wheeler for most of my life, so I guess I learned to drive. I think sometimes we have to trust ourselves more than what people say we do or can't do.
Awesome. And
thank you. I'm just going to go to the next page here.
As we know that it's in Special Olympics, and sure even at United, it's not about all challenges, but about what we're able to do, and like our jobs at United are a good example of that, and even what we do on the field and off the field. But what tell us about some of your joys and accomplishments because of your disability.
Joys and accomplishments. Oh, sorry. Is that off script?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah.
My joys and accomplishments.
You talked about it a little bit of driving the tractor, and
yeah, that's my.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what you enjoy about?
I like being out in nature, and I like mowing the fields and stuff, and smelling the fresh cut grass and stuff. And I also like hiking and stuff, and like enjoying the nature out there on the farm. But also, what I also loved doing for Special Olympics, I also loved doing track and field and winning the medals and stuff. That was always cool.
Awesome. Yeah. So we'll get into a little bit more of the sports in a little bit. Go ahead and take a short break just to let our listeners support for Special Chronicles comes from listeners like you. You can join our supporters with a monthly or one-time donation to get operate our studio, or even a on-location studio, like where I'm traveling and and talking with Colin and Sophia and the other team out here at Dallas. So you can help us continue our mission, respect and voice to those athletes in Special Olympics. SpecialChronicles.com/give. And we invite you to access our bonus content on Special Chronicles. You can subscribe to Special Chronicles Plus to access our behind-the-scenes footage, bonus content. If you want to hear a little bit of the behind-the-scenes of us right before we pressed record, and hear a little bit of that, you can visit specialchronicles.com/plus and support the podcast that way as well. And with that, we move on. You were in right before that break, Colin. You told us about competing in track and field, but maybe take a little back to how you first got involved in Special Olympics and
From when I was
and how you first introduced to this movement.
Yeah, so when I was like around 6 years old, my parents saw that like I loved running on a track and stuff, and they would take me out on a day on like a Saturday where the tracks at the schools at the public schools in Loudoun County were open, and I could just run around and have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And they thought I would like Special Olympics because it was a program for people with disabilities and stuff, involved with sports and stuff, and they thought I would really like it, and I really did. I really had fun. I did track, and I did states in Richmond, Virginia,
Awesome.
and stuff. So at the University of Richmond, I ran the track there and did
Awesome.
won medals for the 100-meter dash and the 400-meter dash.
Awesome.
That was really fun.
Awesome. So is track the only sport that you've competed in? Or
No, I want to point out. I was just actually, that's funny you say that, Mr. Daniel. I want to point out that I did basketball, and I don't do basketball currently, but I did it for a long time, like maybe for like about 6 years and stuff. So 10 years. So I've been doing that for a while, and then I'm now doing this new sport called relatively new sport called pickleball.
I've heard,
for Special Olympics.
I've heard of that. We don't have that in Illinois, but
and I used swimming too for Special Olympics too.
Awesome. Yeah, I used to do swimming as well.
Yeah, and Special Olympics helped me. I graduated from Loudoun Valley High School and in Loudoun County in Purcellville, Virginia, and I was on the cross country team. And in 2018, I won a medal beating Woodgrove High School in the 400-meter dash.
Awesome.
And everyone was clapping for me. They were very proud of me. Thanks to Special Olympics, I got all that training from them to get to where I was at the Loudoun Valley High School cross country team.
Awesome. So, of the sports, can you tell us a little bit about how you got involved in athlete leadership? Because of going from on the track or on the pickleball court, like how have you taken your skill and brought it into athlete leadership?
Well, I like being a good sportsman. Like if somebody loses, I'll say, hey, you did a great job, stuff, or like if somebody wins and I lost or something, I would say, hey, you did a great job, congratulations, and I wouldn't get mad, because like that's not the right thing to do. Yeah. It's all for fun at the end of the day and for good exercise. So I'm a good sportsman like that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
awesome. Yeah. So it's and I'm sure, which we'll get into in the next time, but how. I'm sure that good sportsmanship you brought that to your job as a service ambassador at United. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back and talk about coming to United Airlines, and maybe for those of you that are watching the video, you see pictures behind us, and maybe we'll get into some of that. But first, let you know that support for Special Chronicles comes from ComEd Energy Force Ambassador Program, the country's first energy and solar efficiency education program designed for and taught by people with disabilities. You can learn more at specialchronicles.com/ComEd, specialchronicles.com/ComEd. And now, as we switch gears a little bit to coming to United Airlines, because I'm one of the OG service ambassadors that we started 5 years ago, and then since then now, like we've brought you and your team on, but and so it was a little different 5 years ago because we didn't know anything about it, and now you guys are coming on board. But how did you first hear about this job as a service ambassador at United? Did somebody at Special
My mom
Olympics?
told me. My mom said, "Oh, this is very interesting. Like Special Olympics and United Airlines are partnering up, and you can like apply and get a job there, helping people as a Special Olympic Service ambassador." So
Awesome.
my mom helped me get the job and stuff.
And then can you walk us through
And
the first, like when you came in for the
Interview?
interview at the airport, and then the training? Like what was that experience like?
So the interview was nice. The Miss Liz and Miss B were very nice and stuff, and they were currently they're based at Dallas, but they were currently at Chicago actually that day, and they flew out to interview me and stuff, and I thought that was very nice of them doing that, and they were very nice and upforwarding.
Awesome.
I think okay, sorry, I forgot.
No.
What else did he say after that?
Like just
Sorry.
That's okay. Just tell us about like your experience of what was the orientation like, the training, like those first few days when you started on the job here at United. Was everybody welcoming, or what was that orientation? Did you know about?
Yeah, everyone was welcoming. The Mr. Sean, he works at the ticket counter and the gates here at Dulles International Airport, and he works with United. And he was like, he gave us a tour of the whole airport. He's a very nice guy, and the training was just great. They really explained everything in depth and stuff, which we didn't know, and we needed to know where certain things are, like where other airlines ticket counters are in case if passengers ask for, going to, say an example, going to, hey, I need to get to Lufthansa, so the ticket counter will be to the left of United's ticket counter and stuff.
Awesome.
But the main terminal, or like, hey, I need to know where bag drop shortcut is. I'll say it's in the back to your left. So it's like learning about, and security checkpoints are pretty important too. So I tell them where East Security is, or West Security, or T check. So I tell them all that stuff. Me, John, and Maggie, and Sophia.
Awesome. Did you know before? Like I know, like from myself, before I started 5 years ago, I didn't know that much about the airport or about aviation. But did you know anything about like where bag drop shortcut it was, or where security is, or where
I knew where security was. Security in the gates, I knew because I used to try. I do now, but not when I was younger. I used to go on vacations a lot more. But now, I'm in school, work, and college. But yeah, I used to know where a lot of security checkpoints was when I was before I worked here, because I would go through it a lot, like East Security. But I wouldn't know where. I never heard of a bag drop shortcut until I worked for United. So I was like, it was really cool to learn about that. But Mr. Sean showed us everywhere, didn't he, Sophia? Mr. Sean, he took us all over the airport.
Awesome.
We went to A gates, B gates, D gates, C gates.
Awesome.
All these like secret tunnels.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Yeah,
so
I know.
It's really cool about learning about the airport.
Yeah, the same thing I found like at O'Hare Airport in Chicago when they took us around and showed us the whole airport and the whole operation. You were able to get like a picture in your mind of where all the gates are located, so that way you can better help the passengers. What would you say would be the most that you enjoy most about being a service ambassador at United Airlines? Is there
I enjoy working as a team. I think me, John, and Maggie and Sophia, we work as a team. Sometimes we're not scheduled at the same time, but always two people together, which is good to work as a team. So, but I think working as a team matters because we can help multiple people at once and get them to their destination safely and stuff, instead of one person doing all the work. If you all work together, we can work as a team and speed things up.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I like. I think I like working as a team. And teamwork makes the dream work.
It does, and I think probably also a lot of what we've learned in Special Olympics of working and being part of a team
Mhm.
probably helped you with working as a team at United as well. You're probably able to
Yeah.
bring some of those athlete leadership skills from
Mhm.
off the field into your job. We mentioned at the top of the episode about we got connected at the SOSA Summit last month. So by the time our listeners hear this in October, we'll be back in May, since this episode is not going to air until October. But we first met, and you tell us a little bit about because there was a speaker, and I
Forgot his name.
yeah, I forgot
Was
his
it David?
name.
Mr. David.
David.
I think it was
like
David. Something.
Yeah,
Yeah, I forgot his last name though. Sorry.
It's okay. So yeah, we should have looked that up before. But anyways,
We spoke to like one of the higher people.
the higher
in United.
people, and we were able to ask questions and about some of the new aircraft. And
Yeah.
can you tell us a little bit about your interest in aviation and?
Yes. When I was younger, my mom and dad used to take me to a smaller airport than Dallas, just in Leesburg, Virginia, in Loudoun County. So it's not too far from here. So it's like maybe 20 minutes from Dallas. It's Leesburg Airport. It's more of a smaller one, and you were able to go out onto like the tarmac and look at the planes and stuff. And I've always loved looking at airplanes. And so since I was little, I've always was fascinated with aviation. And even here at Garage 2 at Dulles International Airport, my dad, when I was younger, used to take me on the top, and we used to watch airplanes take off land. It's really cool. So that's how I got into this job too. I really like aviation.
Awesome.
And being around airplanes.
Awesome. And I'm sure that you get to talk with some of the pilots,
Yep.
and pilots. Like, well, right now where we're sitting, there's some pilots that are coming into this office where we're sitting. So I'm sure that you get to meet a lot of the flight attendants and pilots and kind of hear about
where they fly to.
Yeah. Moving on, we'll take one final break before we get to some final thoughts and wrap
I still
up
got this to
after
read too. I don't know
that.
if you want me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got like a
Let's
like a 4-page. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
stuff that I think would be on there.
Let's get to that after.
Sorry.
Let's get to that after. I'm glad that you've got more to share, because we'll get to that after this last quick break, and just to let all of our listeners know that this episode is also brought to you in support from United Airlines Bridge Disability Business Resource Group. United's Bridge Group is dedicated to connecting people of all abilities. United is committed to disability inclusion for employment and travel, including having special Olympics athletes like myself and Colin and Sophia and the other SOSA ambassadors across all the airports as part-time employees working at the airport in the operation. And speaking of Bridge, got just a short gift that I thought would surprise you guys on camera here. A sticker you can put on like a water bottle or
Thank you.
laptop, and then a luggage tag.
Wow.
That you I know I put one on my bag coming here, and so
Thank you.
there's a plane on there, and yeah,
And you can put like your address and
name, number, email.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's cool.
so so that's a gift for coming on the podcast, and also from Bridge as well. And speaking of that, as we wrap up in just a little bit, you said that you wanted to share a little bit more about how you got involved in Special Olympics, or share a little bit more of.
I can tell you what I'm currently doing.
Yeah.
So right now, with work and stuff, and just being busy and stuff, of getting ready for my senior year at George Mason University. Even though I just got done with junior, I'm just prepping for that. I'm only doing one sport in Special Olympics, which is pickleball. It's like a new sport. It's kind of like a bit in between tennis but it's like a ball with holes in it, and so it's a different sport. It's kind of new, and I really like it. It's really fun.
Awesome. And what do you enjoy about those sports?
I like being outside and getting exercise, and I like meeting new people at the Special Olympics pickleball court. It's pretty cool, and it's right in my hometown, Percival, so it's very convenient to get to.
Awesome
for me.
Awesome.
So because I used to drive out to Sterling for track, which is it's in Loudoun County. It's a bit of a drive from. I lived out in Western Loudoun, so in Virginia. So
awesome. And is there anything else that you that you said that you wanted to talk about
on paper?
On paper.
I
made a couple other notes, so we'll get to that. But I want to make sure that we cover everything that you want to talk about. But I've got a couple other comments that I thought that
the first one basically explained. Okay, so there's a few things I left off that I meant to read on here.
Yeah.
So I could just read this.
Yeah.
Okay,
about your job here at United, or about Special Olympics?
Awesome. And it's about that. When I was little, I guess I had a lot of energy and was always running around our farm. I wore out my mom and dad, so they decided I should try getting involved in track, and they brought me to Special Olympics. I liked the exercise and going to state championships, and I liked getting to know the sheriffs, the police who support the program.
Awesome.
My next one tells us about the sports you compete in. I explained a lot of that already, but I could give you.
Can you tell us a little bit more about in addition to I'm thinking about, can you tell us about some of the
soccer too,
and soccer, some of the other sports?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
No.
I did a lot more than I realized.
Yeah.
Just letting you all know.
Yeah.
I have been involved in soccer, basketball, swimming, and track through Loudoun County, Virginia Special Olympics and George Mason University Special Olympics. I also played ice hockey, handwriting, with the Northern Virginia Cool Cats Special Needs team. Running in Special Olympics helped me be on our high school varsity track and cross country teams. I was lucky enough to be on our Loudoun Valley High School cross country when they won the national championship in 2018. After that, me and my mom got my high school involved with the unified programs in track and basketball. Unified programs are where varsity athletes in Special Olympics play together on a team. I have been to state championships in several sports. Now I'm part of new pickleball team in Loudoun County. The last one, want me to keep going?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
How did you get
athlete leadership?
How did you first get involved in athlete leadership? Okay, so I am not familiar with that part of the program, but I was chosen to spend a week at Virginia State University with the Virginia Leadership Academy while I was in high school, and we made a presentation to the Virginia State government while there.
Awesome.
How did you first hear about the job? And
so I think we covered.
We did that.
Yeah. We
my mom learned through an email that came to us from
we covered that. So
Virginia.
As we've got a few extra comments that I thought could bring up because I think it was fascinated to hear about how you came to how you took your skills from whether you're playing soccer or basketball or pickleball now, which is that you're able to bring those skills to United. And then we talked a little bit earlier about your interest in aviation. Do you, and I guess this is probably maybe going a little bit off script a little bit, but seeing that this job as a service ambassador is introducing us to United and working at the airport, in the future, like, do you see that like us service ambassadors could work in other parts of the aviation, like whether it's in the pilot's office or
I could see them
in other.
I mean, I could see them working anywhere in the airport. Like they could be working with United Airlines as, like, they could be pilots. They could be the captain of the plane. They could be flight attendants. I even asked that they should start doing flight attendants. Could that be a fun job?
Yeah,
I mean,
that would be.
It's. I heard it's really a cool job. There's just a lot of safety training, but I think if you can be fit enough, I think it'd be great. I mean, if you don't mind going through all that extra training, especially to be a pilot, obviously you need a lot of training, but I think they could work out on the ramp.
Yeah.
The ramp, or being the aircraft maintenance person.
Yeah.
Like you check on the aircraft, make sure it has enough fuel, make sure it's all serviced and checked and stuff. So I think they could do that too. And work in the pilot's office or the flight attendant's office.
Yeah. So there's lots of
you can do a lot, but I think flight attendants would be cool.
Yeah, and I think as we like what we talked about at the SOSA summit, if we talk to the right people, then they can get to know us, and then they see that those other opportunities at United, a part of the operation that we can do. We'll get to a few final plugs as we wrap up here. But first, I'm sure some of our listeners might be wondering how to get involved in Special Olympics. Can you share like whether they're listening in Virginia or another state or
I'm asking you, how should people get involved?
Yeah.
Well, people can go online. So if you have like Facebook or Instagram or I even maybe Snapchat, and like even if you can like Google it, you can just Google SpecialOlympics.com, and then you can like see all the different things you can do as a sport in Special Olympics, and it's in every state. The United States and all around the world.
Yeah, and all around the world. So wherever you're listening from, you can find your local program to get involved in SpecialOlympics.org, and whether you're like where Colin is, in Virginia, or I'm in Illinois, or whatever state you can find. And then where can our listeners, if they want to book the travel on United, where can they do that?
They can book travel on either go to UnitedAirlines.com, or you can go to the United app. You can just download it in the App Store, the Android store, and it's free.
Awesome.
United app.
Awesome. Yeah, and if you are traveling and you're at the airport and you don't know how to use the app, you can talk to us service ambassadors
and if you're new to
anyone.
I wanted to point this out. I know it's not directly to United, but if you're new to Dulles International Airport has its own app too, and it has maps on it too.
That's cool.
Just want to point that out.
That's cool. That's a good note for all of you listening. If you're flying through Dulles or coming here, that's a good tip. It's always good to know where you are, or you can find one of us wearing the co-branded where we're representing Special Olympics and United when we're at the airport. Awesome. So before we get to the final question and we wrap up, do you have any final thoughts on your overall time here today that you'd like to share? Anything that-
Yeah, I still got some of this to read.
Yeah.
Can I read that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I can just go quickly over this because
Yeah.
I just kind of did.
Yeah.
I love it.
'Cause I think we covered
Yeah.
some of it, but yeah.
I love it.
If
I'm
you
a
wanna
part
throw
of a team just like Special Olympics. I learned all about how the airline works, from the bagger to the gates to the ramp. I learned about our different aircraft and meet flight crews. I learned about security with Customs and TSA and Homeland Security. We have our own United cell phones, which is called a map device, and I can get help whenever I need it. I really liked meeting the other ambassadors from all over the country when we got together for training at O'Hare International Airport last month. What do you enjoy most about your job as a service ambassador? I'm just going to go over this, and I got a really good one at the last one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I got 4 too, but. Well, I have always loved being around airplanes. My dad used to take me to the local airport in Leesburg, Virginia, and we would just go out on the ramp and look at the airplanes and watch them take off and land. But what I enjoy most is being part of a team and feeling like I am doing something important work that helps people. I really love helping people, and I get to meet customers from all over the world. So I got the last one. Unfortunately, I was not feeling so well, and I had a school commitment I needed to do, and I could not join the plane pool last year, but I was able to help with the fantasy flight last Christmas, joining
awesome.
everyone to set up the gate. Yes, it is awesome.
Yeah,
Set up the gate.
We have that at Ohio as well.
It's pretty cool.
It is.
Set up the gate after hours, and then meeting the flight crew and joining the children and families on the Boeing 777 airplane. The flight made me feel like I was doing something that really helped other people to feel better. I still sometimes think about how cool that was. I got to meet the rest of the team last month at O'Hare International Airport, which was my first professional business trip. It was cool to know that we are part of a bigger group around America, and also thought it was very interesting to be able to hear from some of our executives and to have them really listen to our ideas, thoughts. We still are pretty new to the company.
Awesome.
And I got the last one. I could nail that to the chalkboard.
Yeah.
All
Absolutely.
right. Okay. Social plus and final thoughts. Where can our listeners learn more and get involved?
I think we just touched on that, but again, SpecialOlympics.org if you want to find your local program, or you can book your travel on the United app. You can find it on one device. And book your travel. You were just about to tell us some final thoughts.
Oh, what are your thoughts on your overall time here today on the Special Olympics Chronicles show, Unified at Work series? This has been fun. Thank you for having me. I have never been on a podcast before. I'm very grateful to be with Special Olympics and United Airlines. I love my job. Special Olympics has always been a part of my life, and I hope United Airlines will be a part of my life for many years. It is a wonderful company, and it lets me do what I love with other people. We all like working together to help our customers. And I got the last one.
Yeah.
Last question is, what does inclusion mean to you?
Before we get to that final question, we're going to go ahead and play a bumper that will introduce that final.
We're not just athletes.
We are the ambassadors of an uprising.
Peaceful protesters.
In a rebellion against anyone
who has a fear of difference.
Difference. Our demands are
Equality.
Dignity. And the recognition of our shared humanity.
We will not stop
or accept anything less
Today, our world is
More divided than ever.
And coming together has never been more urgent.
The revolution.
is inclusion.
Find out more at jointherevolution.org.
So we're just about to get to that final question, but we always wrap up with after our listeners hearing your story, we want our listeners to take action and take something with them from to this podcast. So ever since I came back from the 2019 Abu Dhabi World Games, been asking all of our guests one final question that I think gets to the heart of what this podcast is about, and that is, what does inclusion mean to you?
All right. It means being accepted and respected for who you are. People need to take time to get to know you and not see who you are and what you can do. Dealing with our challenges is hard work, and it teaches us to be patient. Don't make someone else feel badly if you don't know them. See what is good in people and help them figure out how to make the world be better. And I wanted to say, this is off my script, but I wanted to say, make sure you don't use any mean, rude, or derogatory language, like the R word towards people and stuff. It's not nice and it's not right.
Absolutely. Well, that's a perfect way. I'm glad that you brought up that last bit as well, and that's a perfect way to wrap up. Hopefully, you all enjoyed hearing Colin's story, and you will see how you can bring inclusion into your community, into your workplace, and to get involved in special projects. So come fly through United and meet Colin and the team here at Bellows.
You need these?
You can hold on to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. I've got my own copy here.
Cool.
Of my own notes here. But with that, we'll get a few final plugs that we want to wrap up. You can shop our merchandise store on Special Chronicles. You know that 60% of the profit go back to Special Chronicles. Special Chronicles merch store is managed by Outshine Labels. We have t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, our Disabled Voices metal line of merch. You can get all that at specialchronicles.com/shop. And then keep following the podcast. Every Monday, a new episode will drop. You can go back and listen. Last couple episodes, we had John and Maggie on. If you guys keep following the podcast, you'll hear Sophia on next week's episode. So keep following this, as well as we have many episodes that you can go back in the archives and binge listen to when you're flying. I know I was listening to some podcasts when I was flying here. Not my own show, because that would just be a little weird to hear your own sky. But the other one. So we know you can visit our website, subscribe to our newsletter, and follow us on YouTube, wherever you get podcasts, specialchronicles.com. And until then, have a great week. We'll see you all next week, same place, same time, all that. And until then, we could say choose to include at the same time.
Yep.
So until next, you gotta have a great week, and choose to
include.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Special Chronicles Shows podcast. Visit specialchronicles.com to follow Special Chronicles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and don't forget to hit the bell to be notified of new episodes. Also, subscribe to our newsletter mailing list to sign up for our updates and get exclusive content delivered to your inbox. Remember to do what you do with these podcasts. Subscribe or follow and rate and review Special Chronicles on Apple Podcasts, the iHeartRadio app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Finally, please share this episode and all of our podcasts with your friends and family. Help us grow our audience and reach 5,000 downloads of our audio podcasts and over 14,000 average monthly listeners. Have a great week, and we'll see you back here next week with exciting new guests. See you next week.
Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
Oh, are we still on? I think we're still on. We're still here. For those of you that are still listening, we realized after we during that outro that we had talked about that there was
The
some
pictures.
behind us.
And I know this one is like over here. I'm pointing to.
Oh,
That's Dallas
oh,
Airport.
maybe I took it off. Hold on, there we go.
That's Dallas Airport right there. But the middle one, we're actually, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny, but I don't know what this one is because that's not Dallas. But this one
Yeah.
over here is Dallas.
Is that
That's Dallas right here.
this one? Is
That is Dallas.
Is Dallas.
I'm not sure about this one.
Is this
I don't.
one
I don't know.
Is that national? Maybe or
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh.
Why would it be in Dallas? That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Maybe they just wanted different airports to compare it to.
Yeah.
It's definitely Dallas. I know
Yeah.
this one's like.
This one is definitely Dallas. You can.
There's the toll road. And here's another one, 28.
Yeah.
With the highway.
Yeah.
It's surrounded by roads.
Yeah. So there you have it. That after show, you got a little. For those of you just listen to the audio, go check out the video, and you can see.
Don't worry, we can laugh in this audio. We're all good.
It's all good.
We can crack a joke
Yeah,
here.
and that's the. Actually, yeah, but it's neat to kind of get this
Perspective.
of. I guess more this is Dallas, but yeah, but like this kind of. I don't know if it was taken from a plane, but this perspective of the airport. Yeah, awesome.
I think it was satellite.